Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Let's see. Okay, the microphone's working, which is a first. What else do we got going? Are you telling me you're gonna come out here? This dog, I just let her in because she didn't want to be out here. Well, as usual, I've been up since what is it? Almost 8 o'clock now. I've been up since 6. Took them out, let them do their business. Then I ran to the store. I had to get I get the paper and a lottery ticket from my mother-in-law every single Sunday morning. I get her the Sunday paper and so forth and so on. Then I run that up to her because she lives in the back here because we built a tiny home for her. As a lot of you may know, it has been an adventure and a half. Then, hey monster. Then, came in here. I filmed something real quick, because I don't know how this week's gonna go. Then, after that, what else did I do? Oh, geez, I gotta call Gina. That's what I gotta do. Okay. I got yesterday. I spent all day getting all those boxes out. 15 lots, close to 19 boxes. That was exhausting. Auctions exhaust me, which leads me to something that I've been thinking a lot about lately. And this isn't some kind of same old story that you're going to hear. This is a decision that I've made. I'm going to keep the channel going, but let's be honest. People don't watch this. Everybody likes the fluff. Everybody likes whoever's going to do such and such and wheel this person out and overproduce. And there's a billion. You get lost in the shuffle. I'm an old guy that really doesn't hold a lot of weight in this business, to put it plainly. Push that aside. Let's talk frankly. I am an athlete. I always have been. Yes, I got sick and I looked like hell for a while, but I am just about back to my full powers. And I'm finding that I am really enjoying doing the things I do. Getting up, going to the gym, playing racquetball. Pickleball's a thing I've been enjoying, which I don't care for it. I have a friend that asked me to come play, so I've been trying it, and it's enjoyable. Another thing I've been doing, I've been hitting a lot of softballs. I've been powerlifting, or all athletic things. This isn't my end all be all. A lot of people out there, this is all they have is this gaming stuff. This thing reminds me of my youth when I was a kid, on those winter days in the Northeast when it was like below zero. We would play all types of games, and we didn't have the games that you have today. And I looked around here, and this really came about when I let go something that meant a lot to me. And when I finally let it go, I wrote the person, Ryan, if you ever watch, and I said, pal, I don't mind sending this to you. You paid for it, but promise me one thing, you'll take good care of it. And I think that's the best thing I could ever do, is to pass a lot of this on. I've decided to cut the collection down to about 75 games. So how do I do that? I look around here because this is gluttony. And it really is. There's too much. I have too much. Granted, you have a channel, you have to have content. Well, you know something? Why not just stick with the things that I'm really good at? And then, if people send things in, and not many people do, send things here, review it, take a look at it. Is there something that it replaces? If not, put it aside and make it available for you guys at a better price. That's not a bad thing. I think they get advertisement if anybody watches, but I just kind of stick with games that I really enjoy and have a lot of fun playing. And I started thinking about, what do you keep? And I'm looking around here, and I'll tell you, well, we all know one thing I'm keeping, and I will always keep, and it's that bad boy right there. There are just two games that well, actually three games that will never leave this collection no matter what. Okay? And that is Warhammer Quest, Blood Bowl, and Dungeon Bowl. I consider both of them the same. And Space Hulk. Okay? Those are my three go-tos that I will always have in my collection. Now, where do you go from there? Well, that's really hard. So I start taking it by certain things like dungeon crawls, Euro games, adventure games, war games, and things like that, and space games and things like that, and start thinking, if I have a top 5, keep those top 5. Tomorrow you are going to see a video of the top 5 dungeon crawls that I'm keeping. Everything else is going. And when I say games, I mean that and all their accessories or stuff like that. And I'm trying to fit things to 2 shelves because I have a storage unit. I have a very small storage unit. We got rid of one. And then I have everything that takes up half the area here. Okay? And this garage, because I do this out in my garage, is half filled with games, and it's just too much. I'm never going to play all of it, and I have to bring it down to something that makes sense. It has been gluttony. If you look in past videos over the years of all the games that have been brought in, it's sickening. I mean, I would go to Gen Con and I would mail home, 15 boxes. And then we would have 2 videos just unboxing what I had. I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff, but I've got to narrow it down to the things that mean the most to me and that I'll keep. And that is going to be hard. If you had to pick one Zombicide game, which one do you keep? Do you keep Invaders? Invaders is really cool. Do you keep the Western one? Well, that's really cool. Do you keep the original one, only the 2nd edition? Do you keep that? I don't know. Okay. Then when I was doing the dungeon crawls, I'll give you a little hint here. I started looking around. I go, well, Descent's going. Okay. Kingdom Death Monster, that's gonna go. I'm tired of it. It's partially painted too. What is going to come in and take the place of something? I just can't. I can't do this anymore. It's just getting old. I put in a lot of work, kind of for nothing. I feel in a way, and I just think I'll enjoy it more if I just bring everything down, do things for companies, play the things that I love. Like Blood Bowl. How about a big tournament? Where there's a video a week of just Blood Bowl teams playing each other. Or Subbuteo, that's one that I'll keep. My soccer league, or an ongoing quest of Warhammer. When you say you're going to do something, just do it. You know what I mean? And then fit in some reviews here and there, things that'll interest me. And if I can't find them to replace anything, they gotta go. Because I have thousands of, I wouldn't even say, I'd say tens of thousands of hours worth of games. And if I can't make a billion videos, nobody's watching anyways. Nobody's really watching them anyways. So why not just do the few things that I'm really good at and I like? Because I like keeping this going. because I like putting the cow stuff up on the channel. I like reviewing things. You know, I've reviewed some really great games this week that I really had a lot of fun with. You know, and you make a decision. Jeez, you know, all the Thunderwork games, I love those. I want to keep those in my collection. So I've got to make some really tough decisions, and a lot of stuff is, you know, Black Plague, gotta go. I'm looking over here. Darkest Night, gotta go. Extinction Protocol, gotta go. Necromunda, see you later. Cyberpunk, Combat Zone, bye. Arceus, I love that game. I painted it, gotta go. Street Fighter, gotta go. Too many war games. What do I keep? I'll tell you this much. No winner today. I had two. Am I ever gonna win? I can't get it to my mom. You know, sports games. What top sports games do I keep? Okay, there's a couple. I really like them. Do they take up a lot of room? No. Tabletop Golf Association. I'm keeping that. I love that game. Maybe I do tournament of that. Techno Bowl. Does anybody remember that one? That's a tough one to get rid of. Do I keep that or get rid of my Stratomatic football? You know? There's so many things, and I'm looking here, and I get sick to my stomach because a lot of you out there, and this is the truth, because nobody's going to tell you the truth, okay? They're going to sit there, they're going to smile at you, and they're going to give you doing some Dungeon Universalis. I'm playing it right now. Very nice. They're going to look at you and they're going to go, oh, and then you know, they have this big massive collection behind them, you know, all in those neat little boxes, and they're sitting there, and you know, they're the end all be all. When they tell you to buy something, you're supposed to run out and buy it. I'm not telling you that, because you know what the shame is? And I think it's disgusting, is I have a ton of games here that are in shrink wrap. Oh, what happened here? We have a little hiccup here. Oh, you know, I really, and the internet I hate. I really hate the internet. I really do. My internet, not the internet out there. But, you know, what do I do here? You know what I want in my background? I'm going to put all my Godzillas. Okay, all my pop culture stuff, you know, from the day the Earth stood still, the Jupiter 2 I painted up, Space 1999, the Eagles that I've made, my uncle gave to me. I've got 1,000 Godzilla pictures, autographs from all the doctors almost. I'm missing 6 doctors. You know, look. My daughter-in-law, my beautiful daughter-in-law, drew me a picture for Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. She just started drawing, and she had a good time with it. Okay? My Nova collection, my Seahawk pennants from when I was a little boy. You know, all that stuff in the background. You don't want to look at all the different games I have. I want to have a shelf over there. I want to shorten the table. I want to make it nice and tight. I want to not just be overwhelmed with stuff on top of this thing. I mean, if we looked at this, hold on, let's see if that camera's on. Yeah, it is. I mean, this is just gluttony, and you know, if you had all that, are you going to be able to play it all? Maybe, because maybe that's your whole life, and not that that's a bad thing. Look, all the stuff over there, and over there. And that's not even a tenth of it. It's not even a tenth of it all. I mean, it's ridiculous. Come on, go down. Why is this thing? Oh, there we go. You know, and then we go to the other side. Everything's just absolutely. There's me again. Computer. There's the computer screen. To the ceilings. To the ceilings. And you can see there's racks behind it. When is too much? It's nice to have. It's nice to have it all. But in all honesty, when is too much? When is it too much? When is it gluttony? You know, there's people out there that can only afford maybe a couple of games a year. And, you know, here I have way more stuff than I deserve to have as a human being. Okay? It's like that person that billionaire, okay? Does he really need 3 yachts? Does he need 15 cars in his garage? Because sometimes they just buy stuff just to buy stuff. And I think at some point, you know, that became true in a lot of ways. Oh, that looked like it might be good for the channel. Buy it. Oh, that might be good. Well, you know something? It's too much. Hey, Rob. Been ages since I caught you on a live stream. Hope all is well. Greetings from Norway. Hello, my friend. Old man yelling at... who are you, bro? Enough is enough is enough. I can't go on. I can't go on. What the hell's that mean? Is this another guy with a small channel trying to make a name for himself? Don't beat yourself up too much. No, I'm not beating myself up. I'm just stating how I feel and what I want to do. And that's kind of move that to, you know, over the next couple months, there's going to be a lot of auctions. And I'm just going to get it out and do different things. You know? And I think, oh, what happened there? Did a light blow out? Oh no, that was weird. You know what? That plug's been acting weird. I have LED lights, so, you know, I really think in my heart of hearts that I'm going to take just a different approach. Bro, don't feel guilty. It's for what you've earned with pure hard work. Yeah, it's not that as much, Mel, and thank you. And it's not that I feel guilty. It's just I feel not guilt. It's almost like I'm ashamed, you know, that there's just, you know, you look at stuff that's in shrink wrap and you go, oh, that's 6 years old. That's 7 years old. Why did I buy 17 U-boat games, you know, when I had one that I never even opened, you know? Oh, you know, why do I have a couple, you know, what, Kill Team. Kill Team is a perfect example. I have 4 box sets. Okay. One of them I didn't even open. And it's a shame, you know? And I think to myself, you know, I'm never going to get to these. You know, I painted up a War Cry thing. We actually played it live here, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 War Cry starter sets. Not to mention all the blisters. And some of the other stuff. And you go, all right, am I ever going to get to this? Necromunda, you want to keep it because you remember the old days, you know, when I was young and playing Necromunda. Well, I wasn't young, but I was younger. But, you know, playing that. You know, and then I look at the things that I keep going back to. Because I made a video on this year, starting from January to this point. And I was keeping track, and I don't have the book here. It's in the other room. But I'm keeping track of what I play through the year, because this kind of started creeping in my head at the beginning of the year last year. Beginning, you know, at the end of December, I go, am I playing all this? Let's keep track of what I play, off camera and on camera. And there's certain new things that come out, and I've been playing it a lot. And then I just keep going back to the same things a lot of time and playing them over and over and over again. And we actually have a top 10 of that because I've been keeping track. Like, I've played, you know, Shadows of Brimstone. I've played, you know, a bunch of games, but there are some games that I just keep playing. Warhammer Quest, I played it a ton this year, off camera. You know, because you don't have the pressure of making sure that you get the rules right. You kind of, if you're questioning things, you make a little bit of a house decision, and you just keep mowing along instead of, oh God, I'm going to get one of those stupid comments at 6:24 in the video. You should have done this instead of this. It's like, dude, go eat a bag of rocks. And it just drives you nuts. And then there's certain games that you have and you say, I got to get to. But when do you have time? The shelf of opportunity, not of shame. True. Good morning, Shannon. How are you? But, you know, if I make a bunch of this available to people and they can take in and enjoy it and play it, then I think I've done a pretty good job. Like Stars of Icaros or ISS Vanguard. I'm going to pick ISS Vanguard every time. So now that's going to sit on the shelf for 1,000 years. You know? Million expansions for games that I barely get halfway through the core set. Like Tainted Grail King of Ruins. I saw all the expansions and I went, oh, I should bring those in. I didn't. And by the way, I was really shocked because they Awakening Realms sent me a core set of it, and I've been playing the heck out of it. And I said, once I get through this, maybe I'll pick up an expansion. Ooh, that's the way to do it. Instead of getting all, I find all these expansions floating around with a shrink wrap on them. What good is it? Hey, Rob, how many games you play a week on average? Maybe it should be how many rule books do I read on average? Well, it depends. This time of year, it's about 5 to 6 games a week. Because we have stuff coming in from Gen Con Origins that certain people want us to take a look at, or we've reached out and asked for, that people sent. Excuse me, I gotta take a sip here. But in the off season, I'd say, especially through the winter and stuff like that, I can say easily 3 to 4. Rob, did you play Space Hulk video game? If so, what do you think? I have a great time with it. I love the Space Hulk video game. I actually have it for the PS4. You can't get it on the thing. They have Space Hulk Tactics, which is okay. But I remember playing, and I'm going to get off topic because Steve, I'm going to give you the whole history of it. I used to play it on the Amiga. Oh my God, on the Amiga, it was so cool. It'd be like, for the Emperor, dink, dink, dink. Blood for the Blood God. It was like the coolest thing. And I played on the Amiga. And then it made its way a couple of different times, and it's been a lot of fun. And I just really enjoy it. I got the PS4 edition, and I'm so glad I got that disc, and I didn't get rid of it. And I put it on my PS5 recently, so I've been messing around with that because it's just fun. You know what else I got that's worth a lot of money? And I was like, what the hell? Where'd this come from? I have Godzilla for the PS4. And I just love being Godzilla and smacking the crap out of, Space Godzilla, Mothra, who's a punk. Well, Mothra's kind of cool, though. My daughter loves Mothra. And whoever else wants to get in my way. Mecha Godzilla. And it's just a fun game. And I've always kept it. So, I have it in my collection. It's going to be there forever. Well, that thing's worth like $300. I went, what? I go, well, I'm not getting rid of it. Why would I get rid of it? But getting back to the subject at hand, I like to buy September. The Amiga. Those were the days. I bought, okay. I'm going to finish this subject a little bit. Maybe we'll come back to it. In a nutshell, there are going to be some auctions over the summer. And I'm hoping by October to have this place down to 75 to 100 games at most. At most. Did you get to play Tabletop Golf Association with my son? We really enjoyed it. Nice change. Did get to play Tabletop with my son. We really enjoy it. Nice change from Valley of Tears, which I'm trying to learn. Cliff, it's just such a nice little twist up. I loved it. Hi, Rob. I had everything for Marvel United. I do as well. It sadly only collected dust, so I got rid of almost everything. I kept the X-Men core box and my favorite expansions, Fantastic Four and Sinister Six. Good call. Good call. Yeah, and that's what I think I'm going to do. And I think the channel is going to be about... I just don't think I can grow it anymore. I don't. So it's going to be about the things that mean stuff to me. It's not that my heart's not in it. It's, I really am not caring it that much. After 8 years, in the first part of it, I was really pushing really, really hard, trying to be this, YouTube guy. Now I just like going into a store and nobody knowing who I am, which even before nobody really knew who I am, and I was happy with that. I just like keeping to myself and talking to you guys. But in a nutshell, I want to get it down to things that I can really enjoy and have some fun and put on tape, or new stuff that really interests me, and do things. When you auction, is it normal? Is it... Hold on. There's a heart thing in the way. Is it normally just USA, or would you post international? That depends on you, because you're paying postage. I don't mind doing the international thing if you kind of research things a little bit. In the USA, it's easy. I just do pirate ship and then boop, 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 and it off it goes. Internationally, it's tough. I never tried to do it on pirate ship. If somebody can tell me if you can send internationally via pirate ship, if I can do that, let me know, because if it prints out all the paperwork, I wonder if it does. I would like to know, because then I would do international, and you probably get a better price than anything else. But keeping all this stuff and hoarding it, saying, well, I might do this on the channel at one point. I might do this on the channel at one point. Those days are gone. Okay? It's time to start doing things differently. It's time to do things, like I said, the beginning of the year, I'm having a great time doing what I'm doing, because I do a lot off air. And the things that I'm taping and looking at, I'm enjoying. But now it's time to take it just an even further, and just kind of backing up even a little bit more, but keeping things fun. And I'm not going away. I promised, I swore after the last time I said, that's it, I'm done. That I would never say I'm leaving again, because I'm not. I will always post something. Will it be 6, 7 videos a week like I'm doing now? I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. But I know one thing. I've got to downsize this a lot. And, I went through a cabinet. It was all just painted miniatures, just sitting there, not doing anything. Tons and tons of painted miniatures. I'm going, okay, didn't know I had these. Okay, didn't know I had these. And what good is it doing me when it could probably do somebody a lot better, a real lot better. And I think that's kind of important, for my own peace of mind. I'm somebody that's, as you've known over the years, have given a lot to charity, and continue to do so. Unfortunately, there are some things around this farm. We have been up against the tide here, that we've had a lot of things go wrong. And but I think getting a lot of this stuff into people's hands that really can't afford to go out and get a bunch of stuff, or stuff that's out of print and you don't want to go to eBay and pay. I saw some things on eBay. I was looking for a couple of figures for Warhammer Quest. I said, oh man, I want to do this. I need some Chaos Dwarves is what I was looking for. And I couldn't find any, and I wasn't a big Chaos Dwarf guy anyways. So I wanted to kind of add something in. Hold on, I'm going to answer all your questions. I really do. So I'm looking, and then I saw like a unit of Chaos Dwarves. I went, oh, okay, this is interesting. $600. And then I start going around and looking at different things, and what people want is like ridiculous. It's just insane. Oh, okay. So let me read this. Mel has to go, bro. I'll talk to you soon. Gary, Rob, I really enjoy watching you play games you really love. Keep doing the things you like. Thank you, brother. I will. Rick, what's up, my brother? Hi, Rob. I'm a huge Monsterverse fan, and I also really enjoyed Shin Godzilla and -1 a lot. Which modern Godzilla movie is your favorite? I'm going to say a guilty pleasure is Final Wars, because seeing Godzilla beat the living shite out of the 1999 US Godzilla, which I don't even, Zilla as they call him, I don't even consider that movie one of the Godzilla movies because it was so horrible. I hate Matthew Broderick because of it. I will always hate him for that embarrassment of a movie that he was in. Him and his horse-faced wife. I can care less. That's how angry I am over it. Excuse me for a second. I choke just thinking about it. Okay. So, yeah. No. The other one I really like. Modern. Well, I mean, -1 is a classic. Shin is a classic. I really enjoy. But if you're going back to modern era a little bit more, boy, 40 years ago. No, that's not modern era. Godzilla 1984 I thought was really great. What was the other one? Godzilla versus Batra, I think it was. That was really good. I really enjoy that. Not bad. Okay. yeah, so I think those are the ones that really stick out. I love them all. That's the problem. I can watch them all forever. On YouTube, they got on Shout TV or whatever the heck it is. They just run them constantly. The one, I think the better question is which ones do I dislike? The United States Zilla one, and then the original one, Godzilla, King of Monsters with Raymond Burr. I used to love it. Now I hate it. Especially after seeing and owning the uncut version from Japan, and how political and how well acted it was, and how deep that movie was, the original Godzilla. Adding Raymond Burr with the, because when you're a kid, you didn't realize that, he was talking, that they dubbed him into the movie. It just doesn't work for me. It has a place. It's one of my lower, one of the ones I don't like. Son of Godzilla, I didn't care for. With the kid learning how to fight, it was more about him and his imagination than Godzilla. That one was kind of kooky. Those are my bottom three. Everything else, I just love. Godzilla versus Gigan. Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. Biollante, the sea monster. I put the original King Kong versus Godzilla down there because Godzilla should have never lost that fight. Also, King Kong can conduct electricity. That's just the Americans being selfish and oh well, King Kong's got to win if we're going to loan him to you. No, it should have been a draw. I would have dealt with a draw. Actually, Godzilla should have killed him, but they made up for that when they redid King Kong Godzilla, and Godzilla beat the bejesus out of him because Godzilla's better. He's just better than a monkey. All right. Let's see. Okay. Paw. Pirate ship has an export rate for international. You have to sign up though. Max is £4. Pirate ship does do international shipping, being simple export rates. It handles 55 countries, but rates are not as good as using DHL. Okay, maybe I can use DHL. Canada, £2 for $17. The rest of the world, 21, which isn't horrible. But what are you going to ship £2? That's a hard call. Hard call. Well, if somebody bids on something international, I try to be as accommodating as possible. I will do my best, but just understand that you'll have to pay shipping, and that's it. And especially if it's a big box, something, I'll make sure I pack it up real well. I'll ship it anywhere, but you're going to be able to get stuff that you just can't get anywhere else, and it might be, if you get a good deal on it, it might make up for shipping. That's all I can tell you. Oh, talking about video games, very quickly. Hold on, I'm just checking something here. My mother-in-law needed something. I gotta go put in post for her. Yeah, so yeah, it's just time. It's time to do something different. Like, am I ever going to play this Necromunda stuff? I hope so. Blood and Plunder. I'm not going to play that. Kill Team. I'm not going to play that. War of the Ring. I don't have enough people. Lost Patrol. I'm not going to play that. Imperial Skies. I painted that real well. I'm not going to play that. Elite, I played a lot. I might keep that. That might be in there. But all these war games. I have old school tactical. I just don't think I need anything else besides a couple of GMT games that I really, really like. Compass games, I don't have a love for them. Trying to find a pirate game. I'd keep Shiver Me Timbers, a game that you guys don't talk about much, but I had so much fun playing, and I really love. Horizon Zero, gotta go. You should keep Necromunda. You were really excited. Yeah, once I get it down here, once I get it here, in front of me, different story. And then I make a decision. But I'm looking over here. Snapship Tactical. Why am I keeping that? Darkest Dungeon. Why am I keeping that? I am going to keep Mage Knight Unlimited. Yeah, that's a great game. That's one of my all-time favorites. And I'm going to keep Arkham Horror, the original. But I'm looking down the line here. Horizon Zero. I painted the game. I have an expansion, never been open. I got 15 different types of zombicide that are taking up shelf space. Pericles, The Dark Valley, Unconditional Surrender, Thunder Valley. Does Thunder Valley hold up against Heat? Probably not. That's an easy decision. Gandhi, Combat Commander, Field Commander Rommel, Warfighter. That's all got to go. I got just huge boxes of that. Madara. I think that's got to go. I think Kingdom Death Monsters got to go. Just there. GMT's new Blackbeard game sounds cool. Yeah, I'll probably get that and bring it in. Might replace the old one I have. I don't know. There's a lot of different things I've got to make a decision on. So I'm going to be working on that this week. And I already did a video as I start to work on this to kind of get this through. I'm over it. I really am. And I need to just bring it down a few notches and just keep things nice and tight and play the things I love. I have 2 copies of Dungeon Quest, which I love Dungeon Quest. That's a hard game to get rid of. Fortune and Glory. I have 2 copies of Fortune and Glory. Escape from Kollwitz. Civilization, the board game. Never going to get anybody to play it with me. Defenders of the Last Stand. As much as it's personal to me, do I keep that or Defenders of the Realm? I keep Defenders of the Realm, and they're coming out with a new one, so the old one will eventually go. Really making smart decisions. Descent. There's no way Descent stays. Space Infantry. That might stay. Talon will stay. Space Corp will stay. Space Empires. Everything for it will stay. For the People. Gotta go. North Africa. Gotta go. Warhammer Quest. Silver Tower. Gotta go. Got some hard decisions. Got to fit it to a couple shelves. Everrain. League of Legends. Oh, I painted that too. I played it once. Big, huge box. Just sitting there. Wanderers. Cult of the Barnacle Bay. Sitting in shrink wrap. All these things. I don't have many games as you do. Not even close. But I reduced my game collection down to less than 10. And now we play these 10 all the time. Reducing my games increases our gameplay. That's what I think I'm trying to get to. Because I have a channel, I think you got to keep it to a certain number. That, if you have 75 to 100 games or 50 to 75 games, okay, even if you play every game every week, that's once a year. Once a year? Okay, it doesn't get old, does it? It doesn't get old. Or even if you played it twice, twice a year, on camera. That's not a bad thing, especially if there's something that people are very interested in and I'm interested in. Warhammer Quest, I could play that for a month, and that's only one game. And I don't think people would get bored of watching it with all the stuff I have. Thank you, Little Monk. Matter of fact, I gotta take care. Mutant Chronicles. I know people were upset with how that came out, but it's a real good game, and you show that off and you let it shine. Matter of fact, I got the painted figures right here. I got a couple card games that I would keep. That it be able. I have to be able to fit it onto shelves, and off camera, and just be able to go, oh, okay, I have that, I have that, I have that. Not this mystery like when I went under the table about a week ago and I go, oh, I didn't know I had that. Oh, I have that? Oh, really? What's that? What? I'm always looking to get more things to try, which isn't a healthy way to go usually. But I also know that when I haven't played anything like I'd like, I try to fill that desire with acquiring. Acquiring isn't playing, says Ryan. No, that's true. And that's what I do. I acquire things thinking that I will get to it, and I never get to it. Shame on me. Shame on me. But that's going to change. I forgot I had Zaya. I love Zaya. I'd done some playthroughs on it. Ricky Royal, matter of fact, said, something? I picked this game up because of you. Well, thanks, Rick. Hello, Rob. Don't feel bad about your collection. Our ancestors were hunters, hunter-gatherers. So it is natural to collect what we like. Okay, hunting for food is one thing, and then the great American Indian would hunt and kill for his family, and then he would look to the sky and he would ask the animal, and whatever he believed in for forgiveness because he needed to feed his family. It's kind of different than just going and buying gluttony of games. This doesn't feed anybody's belly. Not now, until I sell them at least. Rob, do you have DC Deck Builder? If so, will you make the cut? Will it make the cut? It's one of my faves. No, I don't. I hate DC. I am not a Superman guy. I like Batman. I'll read that. I like the new Wonder Woman. It's been pretty decent. Other than that, I think DC's been garbage. I'm a Marvel guy through and through. I was thinking about this last night. A matter of fact, because I was watching a documentary on one of my favorite artists of all time, who is Mobius. I love what he did in heavy metal. I love the different stories. I love parables. It was such a unique look at Galactus and the Silver Surfer. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. I also like some independent stuff that I enjoy. I love a lot of the pulp magazines and things like that. Carmilla the Vampirist, which is short vignettes in the thing. Shutter, which is a great magazine. It's all black and white. It's a throwback to my younger days. I've always been a Marvel guy, even though Marvel's been kind of garbage as of late. I think comic books as a whole have been garbage. Nobody tells stories anymore. It's what's summer blockbuster. Now we're in Blood Hunt, which isn't that good. And that's why I kind of like some of these magazines that put out different things. The Sacrificers is a great comic book I'm enjoying. It's really unique, and I'm enjoying it a real lot. I do enjoy certain Marvel games. Like I have everything for Legendary, which is, my friend Pete was trying to get rid of, and I said I'd bring it in, and I brought it in, and I have everything for it. It's all the Marvel Heroes. It's a fun game. I just like things with better art. That is kind of the original feel to art. But I was thinking, and just backing up a little bit, is that my favorite, my favorite, if I had to put artists on a Mount Rushmore, who would it be? Especially after watching. And there's so many great artists. It's really hard. And when I put this list up there, I go, well, how can I leave this one? And here's how I did it. My favorite artist, Jack Kirby. I believe Jack Kirby was Marvel. Stan Lee was just a great businessman. Okay? I think Jack got robbed in a lot of ways. And as I learn more about Stan Lee, I dislike him even more. But Jack is the man. Next is George Perez. Local Florida guy. I remember reading early Avengers and being blown away. Fantastic Four, when he took that over, how great that was. Issue 176 with the Impossible Man, and he drew the bullpen, which was unbelievable. His Galactus War was incredible. For me personally, George Perez. Let's not forget what he did on Teen Titans, Crisis on Infinity Earth. Also started the Infinity War, which was the Infinity Gauntlet, which was tremendous. His work was just unreal. Mobius, for personal reasons, French genius. What he did on heavy metal was unreal. When comic book stuff got a little quirky and weird, heavy metal kind of opened your mind to different science fiction things, and I thought he was great. And then finally, Rick, take it easy, and I'll answer some of these other questions here too as well. And then finally, John Byrne. John Byrne was a genius and a fantastic artist who could just make everything. I remember some of his 2-in-1 stuff. You would see an enemy and you go, "Oh my God, I got to pick up all the stuff," like the Equinox man. And he was in another book. I got to check that out. And then it was just drawn poorly, and he went. Or when he drew Magneto that time, when they fought under the volcano, and how well he drew him and emphasized his powers and stuff. And then you went and checked it out, and it wasn't as good when somebody else drew it, even though Dave Cochran did a great job. Those 4 guys, and then for me. And then I'm sitting there and going, well, geez, how do you leave Neil Adams off, Barry Windsor Smith off, for his Conan alone? Okay, how do you leave a lot of people off that are, Todd McFarlane really changed the way we look at the Hulk and Spider. I'll never forget that Hulk issue, when the Hulk takes Betty up on the mountain and they talk right before that last issue, which was just unbelievable. And they come to an agreement. It was just drawn so well. What he did with Spider-Man. Venom, I'm so sick of Venom. Every time you turn around, I'm sick of Spider-Man too. How many Spider-Man books can you have? Okay, there's 15. How is there 19 Spider-Man? It doesn't even make sense. It's they need to wipe them all out and maybe keep 1 or 2. Okay? Whatever. Everybody just runs around and gets bit by a spider and has Spider-Man powers. It's dumb. But I'm trying to think, how do you take Dave Stevens and keep him off that list for what he did with Rocketeer? I mean, just fantastic. Fantastic. As a European, I prefer I'm sorry, I can't see the names because it's underneath that little heart thing. But there's a lot of great European guys that draw different things that do fantastic work. There are just so many fantastic artists out there. For me, those four work. But when I go, how do I leave this guy out? How do I leave Frank Miller off? How do I leave Dave Gibbons off? How do I leave, a lot of people off? But these are four people that were very influential in my life, so that's who sticks. But there's tons of great artists, tons. So we had a nice little talk. We've got a lot of great videos coming out tomorrow. Okay, so we got a video. We got tomorrow. I talk about what dungeon crawls I'm going to keep that would keep me satisfied for the rest of my life, and I thought long and hard about it. And the ones that I'm going to keep, and everything else is going. So be ready. Dick, good call. Dave Machinelli, I can't say his name, but another great artist who did Batman. There's just so many great, Johnny Romita Jr., Johnny Romita himself. I have a signed book by him. Is that it right there? Hold on, folks. Oh, I can't get at it. Damn it. There's too much stuff on top of it. Okay. But Daredevil with Frank. Daredevil. Wow. Some really great stuff. Great stuff. John Buscema, Conan. What a run that was. I love Conan. That's one of my favorite books. Still collect it to this day. Never get tired. About your current collection, do you keep a full list of everything you own? At least the board games, 40K? Nah, I pretty much have it on shelving all the way around. I have a good idea what I own, but then I'm always surprised by certain things. But way too much. But I'm going to be able to, when I'm done with this, I'm going to be able to know exactly what I have, and I'm going to cut it right down. I have a shelf just full of 40K stuff. Kill Team, Warcry, Necromunda. I got blisters. I've got stuff like that, and so forth and so on. Blood Bowl, I keep all together. Warhammer Quest, obviously, I keep together. Just tons and tons of stuff. I try to keep it together, but we have some stray stuff here and there. I've got some things on the other side that are really good. Kurt Busiek was very good, yes, with Conan stuff. He did a great job with that. Oh man, that was really good. I've got like oh god, just on the other side there's a tons of stuff. Shave it down to the bone, Rob. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shave it all down to the bone, and I think I'll be happier. I think you guys will be happier because a lot of you will own it. But I think going forward, it'll change. It'll keep me going pretty strong. I'll miss a lot of things, I think, but once it's gone, I think it'll be out of my mind, and that's the most important thing. And just keeping things nice and tight, and keeping a tight ship where I know where everything is, and what I need, what I want to play, and stuff like that, and how I want to go forward. So we've got an interesting video tomorrow. We've got, are you a power lifter, Rob? Sure am. Sure am. For a lot of years, I owned some records in the Raw United. I think they broke that up actually. But I, for over 55, nobody benched as much as me. Nobody lift as much as me in the state of Florida and nationally. Do you have a lot of outstanding crowdfunding games you are waiting to be delivered on? I don't do crowdfunding. I don't do crowdfunding. Nope. That's why I have nothing waiting. When it comes out, I buy it. And there you go. All right. We've been on here for an hour. I didn't think I was going to be on here for an hour, but I always find something to talk about, don't I? Don't I? Go figure. But I'll keep you informed of what we're doing. We're going to do some videos on stuff. Give everybody a breather after this last auction. Probably after July 4th, we're going to have another massive auction. And you can get stuff. It's whatever you bid. Whatever you bid. And we are going to clean this place out. And it's all got to go. Except for 100 games. So it's going to be hard emotionally, but we'll get it done. And I think the channel will be better for it. Or it'll be worse. Who cares? Rob, did the auction go well? It went all right. It went all right. There were some things that didn't get bid on. Or the bids were so low that I just couldn't justify it. So I got a hair in my mouth. Dog hair. But there you go. Like, I don't mind giving stuff away. But when you get a bid for like $25 for something that's $150, you know, I could take $60 on it, and I think that's fair. You know, half is okay. You know, especially when it's still in shrink wrap. You know, and I understand people don't have money, and I try to be fair, and I try to be accommodating, but sometimes, you know, people just try to, you know, they know it's low when they go, I'm sorry, I know this is insulting, but it's all I have. Or you know, it's all I can bid at this time. Well, if you know it's insulting, then you know, don't. You know, and I understand. But when you feel funny about bidding something, you know, if somebody's got a Kickstarter that is worth a couple $100 and they bid $10, you know that's not right. You know, it costs more to ship it than to, you know, what you're paying. And, you know, it's just, you know, sometimes you just try to do the right thing. I'm looking for more Cthulhu Death May Die. I hate Simon's form of practices. I have all of it. And that's one of the ones that I'm really on the fence about. But I have the entire Cthulhu Death May Die, except for the big fella. I painted that, and that sits in Board Game Geek's lobby. Tom did a video of a trip through Board Game Geek's lobby, and that painted one there sits there, and then I painted another one that sits in a boardroom for CMON itself, their California boardroom. So some of my work is on display, which makes me feel good, and they never took it down, which was always very nice. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
Not much. So, are you gonna go feed the girls?
Yep.
Okay. You should keep it. One of my favorite games is Death May Die. Yeah. I really like it. I'm really thinking on it. Yeah, go check out, if you want to see what it looks like, go check out Tom's video of the Board Game Geek headquarters. He goes around and films everything. They have one that's unpainted. I had nothing to do with that. But there's one in the lobby that Tom takes a picture of. If he knew it was mine, he probably wouldn't have put it up. But I did that. Years ago, I had to sell all my vinyl collection for just 150 euros. Rare stuff of Springsteen. It was a shame, but I needed for the money, and the buyer took advantage of it. Yeah, that's the problem. Sometimes we need money and we got to let things go, and that's life. But you do what you do to keep your family strong and healthy, and that's, I think, a big thing. So it's hard, and hey, there's been times I've had to do it. We've had some rough going, but we always just do the best we could, and that's all we ever can do. All right, guys, I love you, and until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We will see you this week. Another week full of videos, as always, because that's what I do. My grandkids are screaming. I've got to put posts in. I've got to go to Home Depot. I've got to edit. I've got to do a whole bunch of stuff today to get ready for a very long week, as always. Oh, by the way, real quick, we were talking about Marvel Comics. I found this under the table. Does anybody remember this? Giant superhero team up. First time Thor and Hulk fought, Submariner and Thing, Spider-Man and Silver Surfer, and Cap versus Daredevil. Really good battles. I'm going to send this to my brother, because I love my brother. Well, there you go. All right. Until next time, my dear friends, it is your old pal Rob, and we shall see you soon. Take it easy, everybody.